Watches TV, and we have a new timepiece presentation for you today. The watch in front of me is an Armstrong, the 1 week manufacture edition. And before sharing more specific details about this piece, I just wanted to remind a few things regarding the brand. So Armstrong is celebrating 15 years of its own independence, as they are fully integrated and can manufacture almost 100% of their components by themselves, especially when it comes to movement. And for a rather small outfit, well, let's say that they are pretty powerfully equipped. And a few years back, we had done one of those walkthrough videos, and I clearly invite you to check it out. And their philosophy is one of not much compromise on top of being nice people, and that's always better, of course. Okay, things have evolved since we did this video, and they further increased their capacities, but it will give you nonetheless a good understanding of their seriousness and the type of infrastructure at their disposal. But let's now come back on this timepiece here. So this watch is something that you might have seen before in one of our videos from the Geneva Watch Week 2023, when we had a slightly different setting filming the interview with Claude Grieser on this great boat. So the watch I have here is a variation of a limited edition timepiece from last year. It has a gray dial, while the first model had a blue PVD coating, and this one really feels sporty and architectured. However, the rest was left intact and represents the remastered version of a tribute to the very first Armstrong in-house caliber with a 7-day power reserve presented in 2010. As you can see, this is an open work movement, a design signature of Armstrong since its inception, and this showcases the double barrel system to fuel this long power reserve. And there's a side mission of these two barrels, as they accentuate the perception of the technical side of watchmaking found in this piece, and looks very mechanical. So for a sports watch, which is definitely the feel of this model, it's done very nicely, and I like this three-dimensional approach to caliber design, and the fact that you can see those ratchet wheels moving while winding your watch once you unscrew the crown. What is also special with this model is the center position of the hands, because normally Armstrong places them a bit on the side, always slightly off-centered on their other models. At 9 o'clock, you can find a small second dial, and I must note that at some position of the minutes and the hour hands, these hands will cover this small second, and it will be a bit difficult to read the time to the exact second, but that's a very small detail, because overall, I really think that the legibility of time is really easy, and sometimes this is not that obvious on some other open work type of watches. But there's still a lot to explore, and as I mentioned before, the manufacturer edition has a very strong story edge, and for a good performance, such types of watches need to withstand rapid movement and shocks. And the major chronometric evolution of the new 1 week is thus the oscillating frequency of the regulating organ. The rate has been increased from 2.5 Hz to 3.5 Hz versus the first 1 week generation from 2010. And this offers a more stable chronometric performance and required them to recalculate and reconfigure the entire gear train. And before we move to the back side of the watch, I would like to tell you how the power indicator works, as this is a unique complication inspired by the pocket watches. Breguet used such a system for the first time in their pocket watches in the 18th century, but it was never quite reproduced in a wristwatch since then. Instead of using just a hand or a simple disc to show how much power is left in the barrels, well, Armstrong uses the indication seen in the top left part of the watch, and when fully wound, you can see the impeccable mirror polished side of the cone on its right, which is gradually rotating anti-clockwise when barrels start to lose power. So not that obvious to read for the first time, but then you get clearly used to it. So the 1 week is not only great on the technical side, but also with the hand finishing of each component, something naturally done in-house. While the main plate and bridges are PVD coated in silver gray, there are straight and circular grain surfaces, chamfered and polished bevels, and Geneva striped plates on the back that you can see through the sapphire back case. So crafted in stainless steel, it measures 41 mm in width, only 10.6 mm in height, and feels nicely compact in proportion. And paired with this integrated steel bracelet, where it looks modern and sporty and can become a perfect everyday wear piece with a mechanical twist. And final info, well, the number of 1 week manufacturer edition is limited to 100 timepieces. Well, I hope you enjoyed our review. Let us know what you think about the watch, and a huge Viva watchmaking your way. See you real soon.